Look, if you want to build a wildly successful training business, I'm talking about building an empire. You have to stop competing on price. There's no two ways about it. It's the fastest way to destroy your dog training business, period. And yet, I see far too many trainers every day fall into this trap. You think the only way to win clients is to undercut your competition. You think you're being competitive by offering the lowest rate in town, but the reality is, when you compete on price, it's like you're digging yourself a grave. You're telling your clients and you're telling yourself that you're worth less. And if you don't see your value, why the hell should anybody else? Doesn't make any sense. And here's the thing, price is only an issue in the absence of value. Think about it for a second. When was the last time you made a major purchase based purely on price? I mean, maybe you spent a little bit extra on a car because it was more reliable. Maybe you upgraded to a better pair of shoes because the cheaper ones gave you blisters. Or maybe you paid a little bit more for a course or a seminar because it promised real results. Whatever the case is, you weren't making that decision based on price alone. You were making it based on the value that you saw in the product or the service, and it's no different for your clients when they're considering who to hire as their dog trainer. You have to realize these things. And this is the first lesson I want to hammer into your head. Competing on price is a race to the bottom. You have to stop doing it. The moment you decide to lower your prices to get clients, you're telling the market that you don't believe in the value that you bring to your clients. You're broadcasting to the world that your service is nothing special, that it's interchangeable with the guy down the street who's charging a few bucks less. And that's not where you want to be. Because guess what? The moment you start playing the price game, it never stops. Because there's always going to be someone who's willing to charge a little bit less, always. So you'll keep slashing your rates, cutting corners, working harder for less. And that's not a business, it's a death spiral. You feel pressure. You see the competition offering lower rates, throwing out discounts, running promotions. So you start to panic. You think, if I don't match this, I'm going to start losing clients. And that's fear talking. That's a scarcity mindset. And when you operate from a place of fear, you make weak, short-sighted decisions. It's not what you want to be doing. You want to know the truth? The people who haggle on price, the ones who say, I'll go with the cheaper trainer if you can't match my price or if you can't match their rate, those are the clients that you don't want. They're the ones who are going to nickel and dime you to death. They're going to show up late. They're going to cancel last minute. They're going to blame you when they don't get results. They don't respect you because you've trained them not to. You've taught them that you're willing to bend and break just to keep them around. That's not how you run a business. That's not what you want to be doing. Let me give you an example. If you were going to be hiring a heart surgeon, would you be looking for a discount? Would you want the cheapest guy in town working on your heart? Or would you want the absolute best? The guy who's known for saving lives? You wouldn't even question the price. You'd pay whatever it costs because you value your own life. And so your services should be no different. You need to position yourself as the absolute best, someone who delivers undeniable results, because when you become the best at what you do, price becomes irrelevant. People will pay for excellence. They will pay for results. They will pay for peace of mind knowing that they're in the hands of someone who actually knows what the hell they're doing. So you need to stop competing on price. Start competing on value. So let's talk about how you can actually do that. How do you make your price irrelevant? Well, first, you need to elevate your offer. Too many trainers think their service is just about going through the motions, running through the same routine over and over again until somebody just sort of gets it. And if that's all you're offering, then yeah, you're going to struggle. You're going to get clients who don't see the value because you're not showing them the value. So how do you elevate your offer? How do you become the heart surgeon in the industry? Well, you need to start specializing. And that's step number one. You can't be everything to everyone. If you're trying to market yourself as a jack of all trades, you're telling people that you don't have a unique skill set. Is that what you want to do? See, the most successful trainers are the ones who are known for solving a specific problem. So you need to find your own niche and you need to own it. When you become the go-to expert for a particular problem, you're not just selling training sessions anymore. You're selling a solution, and people will pay you top dollar for solutions. Step number two is over delivery. I don't care what your price point is. Your service should blow your clients away. And I'm not just talking about results. I'm talking about the entire experience. From the moment you first meet a client or when they hop on a Zoom call with you, they should feel like they're in the presence of a pro. And I'm not just talking about throwing a bunch of extras like collars and leashes and training tools. I'm talking about creating an experience that makes them feel valued. They feel supported. They feel excited to work with you. Now, when your clients feel like they're getting more than they actually paid you, they're going to stick around. They'll refer other people to you, and price is the last thing that's going to be on their minds. And here's another thing. You need to learn to communicate your value, because if you don't know how to sell, you better learn. Because even the best trainers in the world need to know how to communicate their value. You might have all the knowledge and all the certifications and all the skills, but if you can't show people why all that matters, you're going to struggle. Selling isn't about being pushy. It's not about being manipulative. It's about helping people see that the investment that they make in you is an investment in their own success. That's what you have to understand. You're not just selling training sessions. You're selling a transformation. You're selling a solution to a better life. And if you can't articulate that, you're always going to be stuck trying to justify your prices. And here's what it comes down to. You need to believe in the value that you provide to people. If you don't believe that you're worth it, no one else is going to. If you don't believe that what you offer is unique, that it delivers life-changing results, you're always going to feel like you have to lower your prices to stay competitive. But once you own your value, once you understand that what you bring to the table is rare, you'll never have to compete on price again. You'll attract the clients who see your value and they'll pay what you're asking without question. So let me tell you this. Price shoppers don't build successful businesses. You have to realize that. The people who make it to the top in this industry aren't the ones who are constantly running sales or discounts or trying to beat the competition based on price. They're the ones who deliver unmatched value. They're the ones who specialize. They over-deliver. They communicate their value in a way that makes them unique. They're the ones who refuse to play the price game because they know that they're in a different game altogether. A game where value and expertise and results are what actually matter. So stop trying to compete on price. Start competing on results. Start competing on experiences that you provide to your clients. Start competing on the transformation that you deliver. When you do that, you never have to worry about the guy down the road who's charging a little bit less because you'll be in a league of your own. And remember, greatness is your obligation. Success will never happen without your participation. This life isn't just a warm-up. It's the only one you got. So take action this instant because today might be your only shot.